Welcome one and all. Today's session on database management system, Unit 5, Session 4. I am Suresha KV, Assistant Professor of Computer Science, Government State College, Chikpulapura. Today let us learn in this session a transaction processing concept. In this session, schedule and recoverability can understand one by one. And also in this session, content covered is one is schedules and recoverability, transaction operation conditions, partially ordering of operations in a transaction, committed projection, recoverable schedule, cascading rollback, cascading abort, or strict schedule. This and all one by one you can understand. The overall after finishing the session, the objective of the session is student will able to understand scheduling and recoverability, to explain definition of partially ordering, committed projection and strict schedule. The point number 3 is to know how cascading rollback or cascading abort works. Now, schedule and recoverability. Schedule and recoverability. A schedule S of transaction T1, T2 to up to so on Tn is an ordering of the operation of the transaction subject to the constraint that for each transaction T of I that participate in S, the operation of T of I in S must appear in the same order in which they occur in T of I. When transactions executing concurrently in an interleaved fashion, then the order of execution of operations from the various transactions is known as schedule or history. A schedule S transaction T1 to Tn up to so on the S participants in S, the operation of T of I in S must appear in the same order in which they occur in T of I. The transaction operations that are required for recovery and concurrency control are read item, write item, commit and abort. These points are 4 points, can understand one by one. Consider the schedule S of A R1 of X means read 1 of X, read 2 of X, write 1 of X, R1 of Y, write 2 of X, write 1 of Y. Consider another schedule S of B, schedule B, read 1 of X, write 1 of X, read 2 of X, write 2 of X, R1 of Y, A1. Two operations in the schedule are said to complicit if they are satisfy all three of the following conditions. They are belonging to different transaction. They access the same item in X. At least one of the operation in a write item X. The operation W1 of X, write 1 of X and write 2 of X complicit because they access the same item X. Operation read 1 of X and write 2 of X complicit. Also write 2 of X and read 2 of X complicit because at least one of the operation is a write item X. A schedule S of n transaction T1 to up to so on Tn is said to be a complete schedule if the following condition hold. First one, the condition number 1, the operation in n S are exactly those operations in T1, T2 up to so on Tn, including a commit or abort operation as the last operation for each transaction in the schedule. All operation in the transactions must appear in the complete schedule. Number 2, for any pair of operations from the same transaction T of I, their order of appearance in S is the same as their order of appearance in Ti. 3. For any two compliciting operations, one of the two must occur before the other in the schedule. Next point is a partially ordering of operations in a transactions. In this partially ordering operations in a transaction, when two non-completing operations occur in the schedule without defining which one occur first, a schedule is said to have a partially ordered operations in the n transactions. Since every transaction has either committed or aborted, a complete schedule will not contain any active transactions at the end of the schedule, since new transactions are continuously submitted to the system. It is difficult to have complete schedule in a transaction processing system. Now, next slide, a committed projection, CFS. The concept of committed projection CFS of a schedule S includes only operation in S that belonging to committed transactions. This is used to overcome the difficulty of not having complete schedules in a transaction processing system. Based on recoverability, schedule can be classified as one is recoverable schedule, second one is non-recoverable schedule. It includes only operations in S that belonging to committed transaction. This is used to overcome the difficulty of not having complete schedules in a transaction processing system. Based on recoverability, schedules can be classified in two ways. One is recoverable schedules, second one is a non-recoverable schedules. Now, let us understand one by one. First one is recoverable schedules. In these recoverable schedules, a transaction T reads from transaction T if some item X is first written by T and later read by T in a schedule. T should not have been aborted before T reads item X, and there should be no transaction writing X after T. Write it and before T reads it. A schedule S is recoverable if no transaction T in S commits until all transaction T that have written an item that T reads are committed. In recoverable schedules, a schedule S is recoverable if no transaction T in S commits until all transaction T1 that have written an item that T reads are committed. Second one is cascading rollback or cascading abort. So in this cascading rollback or cascading abort, a phenomena called cascading rollback or cascading abort occur where an uncommitted transaction has to be rolled back because it read an item from a transaction that failed. A schedule is said to be a cascadeless or avoid cascading rollback. A schedule is said to be a cascadeless or to avoid cascading rollback if every transaction in the schedule reads only items that were written by committed transactions. In a strict schedule, a transaction can neither read nor write an item X until the last transaction that wrote X is committed or aborted. A recovery process is simpler with strict schedules. In a strict schedule, undoing a write item X operation of an aborted transaction is to restore the old value of the data item X. This is cascading rollback or cascading abort. In a strict schedule, a transaction can neither read nor write an item X until the last transaction that wrote X as committed or aborted. So overall this session, unit 4, Unit 5 in this session 4 we can understand what are desirable properties of a transaction and each one what is atomicity, consistency, prevention, isolation and durability of phenomena or permanency and schedule and recoverability. And the schedule and recoverability some important expressions and partially ordering of operations in a transactions. What is partially order and committed projection CFS, recoverable schedule, cascading rollback or cascading abort and strict schedule can easily understand. So whenever you want to create this session, some reference books are available. One is Abramsey, Silbrett's Henry F. Korth, S. Sudarshan, Database System Concept, 6th edition, MC Grohill, 2012. So another reference book is CJ Date, Introduction to Database Systems, 8th edition, Whistling. Some textbook also needed. One is Ramez Elsmari and Shamkant B. Nawate, A Fundamentals of Database System, 5th edition, Pearson Education 2007. So another textbook is A Database Management System as per new CBCS syllabus for second semester BCA, both Bangalore City and Bangalore North University, 2014 and 15 onwards, Chitra Ravi book. So thank you, Ananda.